The Shannons V8 Touring Car National Series, growing in strength, growing in stature, and it's got a former Fujitsu champion on the front row in Steve Owen. They're underway at Winton. Terry Wyhoon got an excellent getaway.
Yeah, Owen's going to be a really stiff proposition in the Power Plus car, but very nice job, Rowdy Barsh. The young South Aussie has turned the car around, the sister car to the Chris Smurden operation. Now, Wallace was impressive in the previous round. He's going to be tough again today.
Well, he's been impressive all season long. The two Smurden
has pretty well destroyed his race. Man, Wyhoon's gotten away here.
Yeah, and you can see off the racing line, Wado, pretty damp, so really difficult conditions. And we've talked about this throughout the year. The rain seems to be attracted to this category. Whenever they're on track, it gets wet. So all of these drivers will have learnt very, very good throttle control throughout 2009.
Could be a bit of drift, which is appropriate really for Peter McNiven, who is backed this weekend by Saas and Drift. Welcome on board the Peter Niven race team as we go on board the Peter Niven race car, the Autobarn entry. Down the last couple of corners of the opening lap, looked like then Chris Smurden was indicated.
Whoa, Vagotis got all sideways on the exit of turn 12. That's how difficult it is. See, I was saying, wet off the racing line, you make one mistake and you'll pay for it.
Here is McNiven trying to close down Chris Smurden. Quite a few South Aussies in the field here this weekend. And right on board with Peter McNiven, the Autobarn Saas Drift entry. You can see the Saas sticker down the side of the helmet just there. Very careful to work the wheel and desperately trying to keep this thing on the sticky stuff.
And I think some of the best on-board or in-car footage we've seen throughout all of 2009, through all of the Shannons Nationals categories, have come from the Autobarn Commodore this year. We've got some great pictures out of that car.
Lee Moran is one of the many Image Racing.
Yeah, well, cold ambient conditions here at Winton Motor Raceway, so they're looking for as much brake temperature as they can. So you close up the brake ducts on the front of the car and it keeps more heat in the disc, so you get better stopping power. And certainly for Steve Owen, he would have liked a bit more stopping power. As it is, he has gone to the back of the field after that very interesting incident right at this part of the racetrack just a few laps ago.
I think you said brake ducts, didn't you? Because that's what you pretty well need. McNiven can't run down Smurden. Chris has been around a long time in motor racing. He's driven a wide variety of cars as well. Just see the Autobarn shopdrift.com rear spoiler. They're getting plenty of mileage. And Snapper, as he was known in the V8 Ute side of things, and really good of him too to give Michael Barsh an opportunity this year, the young South Aussie boy from Tanunda in the Barossa Valley in South Australia.
Lovely part of the world, and he's coming on strong too as we watch McNiven work behind the wheel. Like I said before, some great pictures from this car all year long. They continue here at Winton. And this is the V8 Touring Car National Series, some great racing. And Adam Wallace leads the way halfway through this fantastic motor race. It's been an interesting one so far, Wayne Orger. One car running pretty wide on the exit of turn 2.
I think it was Steve Owen. He's pushing that hard to try and get back through the field. It's interesting having Evangelou and Owen in the field this weekend. People are really I was just looking at the left-hand front tyre of the Warren Mining car. I thought it might have been going a little flat there. The way the car actually seemed to sort of follow the exit to the corner. He's timed this beautifully either way. Our race leader is getting away. McNiven is really closing in now on Chris Smurden. 3/4 of a lap to go.
And that's a great little dice evolving for the minor podium positions in this one. Smurden under fire from McNiven, behind them Vagotis. And there's Steve Owen charging his way back through after that innocent incident he was involved in back at turn 12 earlier in the motor race.
McNiv, what can he do? Can he get a sniff here? The Saas Drift sponsorship on board. Smurden is a little too smooth. Runs a little bit off the edge of the racetrack, but the car's still tracking well.
Well, he's smooth, but the rear of that car dancing around a bit. It's moving around on this slick racetrack, and that shows how hard he's driving it too. On board with McNiven.
Oh, I tell you what, he's got a chance. He's got a chance here. He's closing in.
Defensive for Smurden. But that allows McNiven to close in further because Smurden sacrificed mid-corner speed to hold his line. So, nose to tail racing for the minor podium position.
Oh, man.
The Shannons V8 touring cars.
You've got to put yourself in a position to win, and he's certainly giving him every chance.
Look how close they are. Look at McNiven. He's so close.
And look who else is there. Johnny V as well. Johnny Vagotis is there as well.
Just couldn't quite fire one down the inside to turn 10. That might have been his last opportunity. because Smurdo can go really defensive into 11 right here. But Waihoon, what a drive.
And Steve Owen is closing on this battle. It's a 4-car battle for third place. Look at that, Owen closing in. Terry Waihoon, well, a couple of corners earlier, he was gonzo. Now he's back to being the gas man. Well done, Terry Waihoon.
The old spin and win. Waihoon wins it at Winton. Great drive. Wallace to second. Close for third, but Smurden holds on.
Spent a fair bit of time sideways, but the results will stick. Waihoon, the winner over Wallace, Smurden, McNiven, Johnny V, Steve Owen, Mark Shepherd and Steve Ingwerson rounding out the 8.
Race 3, final of the weekend. Shannons V8 touring cars. What action we had in the race before, what will we have this time round? I think it could be just as good. Great start from Terry Waihoon. Leads them into 1.
Moran didn't get off to the best of starts, unfortunately, but Rowdy Barsh is already better off. The Barsh Builders entry out of Tanunda managed to get through the corner without being drilled this time, so that's good news. McNiven in a freight train. This is going to be really interesting to see how Owen goes this time around.
Opening lap, dicey, cold tyres, cold brakes, caution needed, but at the same time, you've got to press on because if you lose ground early in the race, very, very difficult to make it up. Through turn 5, bit of curb there for Smurden in front. Now we look back. There's Steve Owen behind McNiven now, and this will be great for McNiven's experience to have a guy like Owen putting pressure on. He's got so much experience, even though he's in a slightly unfamiliar car. He's adapted quickly. He's been fast but unlucky this weekend.
Look at him hanging on there. It really gives you an idea of how hard they suck down into the corner. That is your beloved turn 5 as you're talking about it. Wow, look at Pete. He's checking the mirrors.
Here goes Owen. Fires one down the inside. Can he pull it up? I think he can. He's got it done. Good move.
Hell of a racer. Very, very good racer. Notice the car's for sale too.
Pretty good ad for Owen, McNiven, Vigotis, Barch, Shepherd, Ingwerson and Moran.
You can check out v8touringcars.com, which you can...
So, when you talk about home racetrack, this is it for him.
Let's listen to Peter McNiven work this Autobarn car. There's a Shepherd coming on.
Yeah, McNiven's flying though. He's doing a good job. Grab the brake into 7. It's a great noise though. They look, they sound, they are the real deal, these cars, and that's why I think this category is going to catch on very, very quickly. Of course, with the support of Shannons, again this year, they stuck by in its formative season when they only had 4 or 5 cars at times, but it's just going from strength to strength. And the administrators continually getting calls from cars that want to race. Another pass from Shepherd up the inside into 11. He is on fire, this boy.
Wow, I've never seen Mark drive this well. He's really getting a grip of this circuit, pulling away.
The local knowledge has got to help, doesn't it? Especially when you're only sort of 45 minutes up the road.
It's a good spot.
And we should explain it's called that for obvious reasons. Go and have a look at a track map of Winton and you'll soon work that out.
The battle continues. Steve Owen, McNiven and Michael Barsh, the young man out of Tanunda, very quietly spoke. Replay of our V8 Touring Car Series, which is just going off. And
Owen's in all sorts of strife here because he's now bottled up McNiven in the Autobarn car behind him and a couple of others as well. I think Johnny V was in there.
Flames.
So he's struggling, and look at the extra car speed that McNiven carried through turn 2. He's noticeably quicker. That's Barch in behind. And there's Johnny V in the JCV Automotive entry.
Rowdy's got the candles lit. He's being a bit aggressive here, starting to show the nose.
He needs the lights on. It's very dark.
Oh, it has gone very dark. Just about ran off the racetrack there. A large chunk of it out of the way.
See the dice in the background. Steve Owen held off. What a great drive under so much pressure from McNiven. Barch was 7th and Johnny V completed the top 8.
So after 3 rounds, Adam Wallace still has a good lead, but Waihoon has certainly narrowed the advantage. Smurden is in 3rd, Michael Barsh in 4th, and Peter McNiven rounding out the top 5. So good battles going on everywhere in the field.